I left Tembisa, as I said, my last day of duty was the 30th of April 1977. 1st of April, I started as inspector of schools in the Deleton circuit.
Is it 1st of May?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
1st of May. Started as inspector of schools in the Deleton circuit under the war government.
Okay.
That's when I realized real unfairness in the policy, government policy regarding black education. There was so much needed and very little provided. Most school buildings were dilapidated. No sporting facilities. Children had to walk long distances to go to school. There was no feeding scheme. And the communities had to provide. Non-working communities had to put up classrooms and toilets. I found that many teachers were not qualified. Some were paid from the school funds, which were very difficult to raise. I have had poor children taught by poor teachers who were not qualified in very poor classrooms. So what kind of education do you expect from such an area? But I always, when we were still students, we discussed the Bantu Education Bill. And we could see that in this bill there are a number of trappings and snares, which our people never saw. Fairwood put it in a very beautiful language. We're going to have double sessions to give more children space to receive education. In those double sessions, we have 55 children coming for 3 hours in the morning. 55 children under one roof, taught by a teacher. How do you teach 55 children for 3 hours? They must go home, another group batch must come in. People outside were happy that now more children are accommodated in school. But what are they doing there? What are they getting? As students, when we were discussing this, we saw that there is a trapping here. We'll be deceived that now more children are accommodated, but doing nothing. And the next thing that we noticed was the establishment of the school boards. They had no powers at all, but Fairwood said, no, you are going to control your education, so the education is in your hands as black people. Now people are excited now, we are going to control our education. Control what? And what we noticed that there were no academic qualifications for people who are going to serve on the school boards. Anybody who was a parent could be appointed to serve on the school board. But they had no means of funding that education. In the urban areas, we also noticed that now, they could, like Pretoria, we had Lady Selborne School Board, which was under a very strong leader, Dr. Nkomo. Atteridgeville under a strong leader, Reverend Tema. Mamelodi was unfortunate, they had a man who could hardly write his name, but he was intelligent enough to be aware of his limitations. But where it proved that now this was a trap by Verwoerd, you could control, but you are the employer, but you had no money to pay the people you have employed. We saw what happened in Lady Selborne. When a principal clashed with a municipal white worker, he slapped the white worker, he was dismissed. The school board said, no, this man is not going. He said, no, you can keep him, but pay him. They had no money to pay Bob Leshoy, so he had to resign. So I found that when I worked in the Deleton circuit, things were even worse there. School committees made of people who don't work, who don't understand education, but they were supposed to control the education in the area. Things were horrible in the homelands. In Deleton, we were 2 inspectors with over 200 schools. You as a manager, how much assistance can you give to 200 schools? So that was my bitter experience working in the homelands. But I didn't stay long because my little boy was giving my wife hell at home. During the 5 days that I was away, he was a nuisance, so I had to ask to be brought back. I left Deleton and came back to Boksburg, where I could sleep at home every day.
When was that?
1980.
1980?
Yes, I worked in Deleton 78, 79.